After returning from the war, the Prophet ﷺ immediately asked about the arrival of people looking for him. The Prophet explained that Uwais Al Qarni was a child who obeyed his mother. He is a resident of the sky, very famous in the sky. Hearing the words of the Prophet's Majesty, Asya and her friends were stunned. Rasulullah said, "If you want to meet him, Uwais Al Qarni, pay attention, he has a white mark in the middle of his palm." Then the Messenger of Allah looked at Ali bin Abi Talib and Umar bin Khattab and said, "One day, when you meet him, ask for his prayers and istighfar, he is a resident of the sky and not an inhabitant of the earth." Hadith History of Muslim. Years went on, and soon the Prophet died, until the caliphate of Sayyidina Abu Bakr was passed on by Caliph Umar. One day, Umar remembered the words of the Prophet about Uwais Al Qarni, the resident of the sky. He immediately reminded Sayyidina Ali to look for them together. Since then, every time a caravan came from Yemen, the two of them always asked about Uwais, whether he was with them. Groups of caravans from Yemen that were going to Sham took turns passing through Medina, carrying their wares. Once, Uwais accompanied a caravan to the city of Medina. Seeing that there was a caravan coming from Yemen, immediately the Caliph Umar and Sayyidina Ali came to them and asked if Uwais was with them. The company said that he was with them and was guarding their camels at the edge of the city. Hearing that answer, he both rushed to meet Uwais Al Qarni. Arriving at the tent where Uwais was, Caliph Umar and Ali greeted him. But apparently Uwais was praying. After ending his prayer, Uwais answered the greetings of the two great guests while shaking hands. When taking office, Caliph Umar immediately turned Uwais' hand, to prove the truth of the white mark on the palm of Uwais' hand, as the Prophet's Majesty had said. "Is it true that he is a resident of the sky?" And asked Uwais by the two guests, "What is your name?" "Abdullah," replied Uwais. Hearing that answer, Caliph Umar laughed and said, "We are also Abdullah, namely servants of Allah. But what is your real name?" Uwais then said, "My name is Uwais Al Qarni, yes Amir al-Mu'minin." During their conversation, it was learned that Uwais' mother had died. That is why he was only able to join the trade caravan at that time. Finally, Caliph Umar and Ali asked Uwais to pray for them. Uwais was reluctant and he said to the Caliph, "I am the one who has to ask you to pray." Hearing Uwais' words, the Khalifa said, "We came here to beg for prayer and forgiveness from you." Due to the insistence of these two friends, Uwais finally raised his hands, prayed and recited istighfar. After tawazzul to Uwais Al Qarni, Caliph Umar promised to donate state money from Baitul Mal to Uwais, to guarantee his life. Immediately Uwais refused politely, "Servant, please let people know me today. For the following days, let this poor servant be unknown to people anymore." Waliyullah. Then Amir al-Mu'minin conveyed the Prophet's mandate to be given to Uwais Al Qarni in the form of a robe. Kirka Asy Sayarifa is the robe of the Prophet that was given to Gabriel on the night of the Miraj. The Prophet then gave it to Uwais through the intermediaries of Umar and Ali. After that incident, the name Uwais sank again without being heard from. Some time later, news spread that Uwais had returned to Rahmatullah, in 657 AD, coinciding with the events of the Siffin war between Ali and Muawiyah's side. Strangely, when he was about to be bathed, suddenly a lot of people were scrambling to wash him. And when he was taken to the bed to be shrouded, there were already people waiting to shroud him. Likewise, when people go to dig their graves, it turned out that there were already people digging his grave until it was finished. When the bier was brought to the cemetery, an extraordinary number of people scrambled to carry it. Sheikh Abdullah bin Salamah explained, "When I took care of his body until I came home from delivering his body, then I intended to return to his burial place to mark his grave, but I couldn't see any traces of his grave." Sheikh Abdullah bin Salamah is Uwais' neighbor, who had participated in the war during the reign of Umar. The death of Uwais Al Qarni has shocked the people of the city of Yemen. Many very surprising things happened. So many unknown people came to take care of the body and funeral, even though Uwais was a fakir who was ignored by people. From the time he was washed until his body was about to be lowered into the grave, there were always people there who were ready to do it first. The Yemeni townspeople were astonished. They asked each other, "Who are you, O Uwais Al Qarni? Aren't the Uwais we know, just a poor person who has nothing, whose job is only as a shepherd of sheep and camels? But, when the day you died, you shocked the people of Yemen with the presence of foreign humans who we have never known, they came in such large numbers. Presumably they are angels sent down to earth, only to take care of the body and burial." It was only then that the people of Yemen found out who, Uwais Al Qarni, turned out to be not famous on earth but famous in the sky. Regarding the robe given to Uwais Al Qarni, as the history of the Al-Uwaisi family with the musalsal, hereditary chain, reinforced by modern research, it is concluded that this kurka was not made by human hands. This can be seen from the complicated fabric construction, which is impossible for the manufacturing technology to have existed at the time of the Prophet, as well as the material content in the fiber, which is different from cloth in general. It is said that when Uwais died without having children, this kurka was given to his brother, Uwais Al Qarni, and kept for generations by his grandchildren. This family henceforth formed the Al-Uwaisi clan.